I'm Whitney.
I'm Mindy.
And I'm Deb.
We're three best friends who love nerdy things.
Well, some people think we're nerdy, but we think we're pretty awesome.
This is our nerdiest thing.
Hello, fellow nerds, and welcome to our nerdiest thing. Today, we're continuing our discussion of Quicksilver by Callie Hart. We're going to talk about chapters 40 through 43, and when I say we, I mean we, because I'm not by myself this time.
I know. Whitney took one for the team last week.
Did.
And you know what? Like, those were some really good chapters.
They were.
There were so many questions answered.
There was a lot of stuff.
And
I hope the listeners enjoyed listening to me talk about it with no break from my voice.
Yeah. I was having a little RA stomach flare up. So,
yeah, I told everybody last week that, as Deb would say, life was kicking us in the cooter. And sometimes the show must go
for
on.
me, it was kicking me in the butthole, if you get my drift.
Well, that happens sometimes too.
For me, it was just family issues dragging me down.
Yeah. Whitney, thank you for doing
Yeah,
that.
I really appreciate that, Whit.
And if you liked if you like her episode better than the three of us, fuck you.
I was going to say, don't thank me until people are like, no, that was good. It was fine.
It was really good. I liked the lighting, Whitney.
Yeah, it was great. Great job. Before we get into these chapters, Deb, will you please tell us about our nerdiest cocktail?
Yes, tonight's drink is named the Triumvirate. Are you talking about that in vocab?
Triumvirate.
What the fuck is that?
That's what they call
That's what they called themselves.
the three.
Triumvirate means like three persons.
Three governing
like,
bodies.
That's why
powers.
there's three different rums.
Oh, got it. Okay, because I saw it and I was like, I don't know what that is.
It's possible that is used in like Christianity to talk
It
about
might be
like
the
Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
That might be.
Is it any three people in power? Like me, you, and Mindy are a triumvirate
We are.
I think so.
podcasters?
We are.
I think
Okay.
so.
All right. So this drink is themed after unlikely allies, and it pairs well with vampires, humans, and fae. Oh my.
Oh my.
Yeah. And it may cause shitty shenanigans to ensue. And just so you all know, there's a whole lot of rum in this drink. It looks like Mindy and I are going to need some fries to sober up later, because you guys know that rum fucks us up. Yay. Can't wait.
Yay! I love it.
I can't wait to have a hangover tomorrow.
Woohoo! Well, thank you so much, Deb, for telling us about that cocktail. And Mindy, thank you so much for developing that.
And thank you for
welcome.
educating me.
And thank you, everybody, everywhere. That brings us to the Nerdy and Dirty Recap, where somebody has 30 seconds to tell us some of the things that happened in this section of the book. Mindy, the wheel hath spoken, and whose turn is it?
It's yours.
Yay!
Because it wasn't enough for you to do an entire episode last week. You're going to have to suck it up.
I would make you spin the wheel again, but I don't want to do it.
Yeah, no. I'm definitely
ready.
not going to be done in 30 seconds, I don't think.
There's a lot that went on.
There
in
was a
these
lot
chapters.
Those
that
are the
happened.
rules.
Well, I'm going to lose another finger this week because that's definitely not going to happen. So I've got 30 seconds on the clock, and away I go. Okay, Saris, Lorith, and Carrion discover that I was right, and Madra, Malcolm, and Belicon are all working together and refer to each other as brother and sister and three crowns sharing one source, whatever that means. They are actually in Gelithry, where Fisher burned it all down, and they find out that Fisher got tricked into a bad deal, never-ending coin toss with Belicon that resulted in the whole village getting turned and attacked, so he burned it all down to stop that, and the souls of all those people are stuck there in a purgatory. Fisher ended up stuck in a labyrinth for 102 years, and then in the center of it for 8 more years. And that's where he's been all this time. I'm a little more than halfway through. But again, a lot of things happen. He attacks Belicon. Carrion reveals he is the Dianthus heir, and Faye. They all race to the center of the labyrinth. Saris finds the coin that Fisher needs. She kills Malcolm. Malcolm gives her a mortal wound before he dies, and Fisher tells Taladeus to turn her to save her, which felt very like Bella Swan.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that quite a bit.
Okay, so that helps answer one of my questions, because I was like, who the hell is Carrion Dianthus? But I forgot that there was supposed to be an heir, and that we thought it was probably Saris. So because I was like, what the fuck does that mean that
Once
that's his
again,
name? Thank you.
Carrion has like, I don't know, tricked me.
Yeah.
Tricked me with his charms and his humor.
His wily ways.
Yeah, I just... Well, we'll get there. We'll get there. So that was
Whitney
the
really
recap.
wants to fuck him.
I really don't. I just want to hang out with him and like listen to his jokes, you know,
and have him stick it in you.
I
Well,
don't know about that.
I will
He
say
is not a dark-haired
he's a ginger.
MMC.
He's a ginger. So I will say, every time you do your 30-second recap in particular, like your cadence, I want to be like your hype man in the back going, say what, and then you say one thing and I'm like, oh no, he didn't.
Oh, thank you so much for that emotional support there.
I'll always be your hype man.
Well, Mindy, that brings us to our nerdiest vocabulary. What do you have for us today?
I'm going to talk about Malcolm.
Ooh. Malcolm.
So the name Malcolm comes from the Gallic mal, meaning devotee, servant, or disciple. And I was like, say what?
Isn't mal a prefix for bad? Or a
Well, it's
suffix for bad?
mal. It's got an accent on it. I don't speak.
Be Gaelic.
I don't speak Gaelic. Sorry.
Where's Jamie Fraser when you need him?
Oh, yeah.
So, and then the second part, Colum, means it comes from the word that means Saint Columba.
Oh.
Now, who
That
is
guy brought chlamydia to the U.S.
how did he?
Columbus, yeah.
Oh, Saint
Columbus.
Columba.
This is a different guy.
Okay, so I guess I need to explain who Saint Columba is.
Yes, please do.
He was an Irish missionary who was credited with the spread of Christianity in Scotland, not the spread of chlamydia.
Chlamydia.
They both start with a C. I don't know. And you know how those preachers get around. So.
Tomato,
So I
tomato.
thought it was really weird that part of it meant like devotee, servant, whatever, because he doesn't seem like somebody who
Yeah.
would be that way.
Yeah.
But he did spread vampirism everywhere.
Oh, yeah, that's
So,
true.
What a jerk.
That's a good
Yeah,
point.
he was an asshole. So, but I did want to go to Urban Dictionary, of course, because I just think it's fun. So there's a few. Okay, first of all, a lot of them were like, "Oh, he's the best guy ever," and I'm like, "No,
This isn't going to work.
Skip. There were like 7 pages, and I just pulled the ones that I thought pertained to
Apparently,
our
Malcolm's
Malcolm.
a good guy. That's so atypical for
Maybe
Urban
that was
Dictionary.
before he became
Yeah.
a fucking vampire.
That's true.
Not
So
all
this is-
vampires are bad, Mindy.
I know, but
Don't
he
be
is.
racist.
But he is. So, okay, so I don't know if this first one is true or not, but I really hope so. Somebody said it's the Northern Irish slang for someone who will never lose their virginity.
Yikes.
I'm going to choose to believe that. All right, the next one is the most annoying kid you will ever meet. He seems nice at first, but then turns out to be a huge douchebag.
Well,
Truth.
Yeah.
that works for this Malcolm.
This one says a wet fart or
Oh.
spurt of liquid crap.
Oh.
That's called a shart.
Yes, it is. And I
Yowza.
mean, you know, he is
All right.
he's a stinky guy.
Vampires don't shit.
But I mean, he stinks because he's
Bad.
bad.
These
Yeah.
vampires, maybe.
They might.
Maybe
Who
they
knows?
Wouldn't it be horrible to be immortal and beautiful and you still have to shit?
Well,
I would
in-
feel so ripped off.
In Twilight, don't they throw up when they try to eat if they eat human food?
No, he can eat small portions, can't he?
I thought that they throw
I don't
up if
know.
they do.
I don't remember.
Because remember when they're eating
been a while
pasta,
since I've done a
he
reread.
shows her that he can eat a mushroom.
Yeah, but I thought he threw it up later.
That's called bulimia.
Well,
That would explain why he sparkles in the sun. He's malnourished.
yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Truth.
Maybe
We're
they-
not making fun of
maybe
bulimia, by
they-
the way.
not.
Maybe they poop.
Maybe.
In
I don't know.
Callie,
I
in
would
Callie
feel
Hart's world.
so ripped off. They're
Yeah.
like, hey, you don't sweat or do any of these things. But you're
Maybe
still gonna
when
have to
she killed
shit.
him, he turned into poop.
Oh yeah,
I would like that.
I
I
like
would
that
be
too.
down with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The next one is even funnier. The whitest, skinniest dumbass of them all.
Oh. Womp womp.
I love how you feel sorry for
I
Malcolm
know,
here.
I do. Well, these are like random Malcolms, just the Urban Dictionary world, you know. Like they could be good guys.
Okay, so going back to farts. This this is a male who enjoys, and I learned a new word, the art of aproctophilia.
Oh.
Or better known as fart fetish.
Oh.
Malcolms commonly receive pink eye and typically have bad breath.
Oh,
I don't- somebody had a really bad
Can you
experience
get
with a
pink eye?
Malcolm.
Can you get pink eye from someone farting in your face?
Yes.
Ooh, I'm gonna look it up
I
while
would
you
just-
continue to go.
The
Go-
pink
carry
eye,
on.
the pink eye infection comes from like poop particles in your eye, which is why little kids get.
I'm
it
really
so
glad.
much.
Oh, it came right up. I typed in, "Can you get pink?" and it was like eye from a fart. No, you cannot get pink eye from a fart. heart. Pink eye is caused by viruses, bacteria, or allergies, not expelled by gas. So I guess there would have to
But
be
I mean, if you
something-
sharted and you got poop in your eye.
Yeah, please.
Yes.
That
no
would be
one-
bacteria.
No one ever shart in my eye. Please. Also, I had pink eye not that long ago, and now I'm thoroughly grossed out.
Don't-
Because I get it after I do art events.
Don't farts have like microscopic poop particles in them?
I mean, I guess
they're
if-
not just
I
like
guess
pure
if-
air.
I
I've
guess
not
if you
studied
had
farts
poo-poo
that
in
in
your-
depth.
Well, it's just the way your digestive
So the same thing
tract
we learned
works,
about
you know what I mean?
anal sex is that like you don't get poop unless there's poop in like your anal canal. So I guess if there's no poop in there, you're just
Maybe.
expelling methane and
Maybe.
other.
True.
I wonder if my 10th grade science teacher lied to us because
The belief that
He told
farting
us
on
that.
someone's pillow can cause an infection is a common myth.
oh well, okay.
Okay.
Okay, Carrie.
good
We have
for
learned
us.
so much
We
about
are,
farts.
yeah, we're
That was my
learning a lot.
deep dive.
I do have one more.
Sorry, Mindy. Tell us more.
Because I feel like this one really sums it all up. This one says, a stupid guy who's got an obsession of okay, I'm reading this word for word, so it's
These aren't
not
your
it is
words.
not grammatically correct. I'm just going to say that right now. A stupid guy who's got an obsession of girls loves to suck.
Oh.
Period. And he does. Right? Blood.
yeah, that's true. He does.
Idiot, stupid, non-attractive, diabolical.
Oh well, hey.
Has a xenotransplant. Okay, let me say
What's
that
a
again.
xenotransplant?
Has a xenotransplantation, and I had to look this up. It basically means transplanting a non-human organ into a human.
Hey,
Oh.
pig hearts really help humans. By
They
the way.
really do.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong.
I mean,
with that.
no, there's nothing wrong with that.
What did you just say?
So
Pig hearts?
they take pig heart valves and implant them
hearts.
into humans. What'd you think I said?
I
pig
thought
farts?
you said picarts,
pig hearts, like
and I was like, what?
like from Star Trek.
I was like, I don't know what that is. Like, what is a Picard? But now I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I understood now. Good for me.
There were some good ones in there today.
Well, and the Malcolm
you.
in this book, I feel like what kind of is putting a non-human.
I mean, essentially, yes.
Or
He's maybe
thing?
not a transplant,
a
but more
thing
like
into their bodies,
yeah. I mean,
like
He's putting a
the
virus
blood.
into
The virus,
their-
basically.
yeah.
oh well, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
yeah,
He's essentially giving them vampire pink eye,
full body pink.
full body pink eye.
Oh man, there's the title of the episode right
Absolutely,
there.
I just opened the notes to add it.
full body pink eye. Well, thank you so much, Mindy. We did learn a lot.
We did.
in this vocabulary section. Well, that brings us to our favorite moment. Mindy, will you start us off with what your favorite moment was?
Sure. I had two. The first one was when Kingfisher stabbed Bellicon. That was like the most
Yeah.
satisfying scene ever. I hate that he didn't actually die, but
Me too.
it was very satisfying. And then my ultimate one was when Carrion tricked Malcolm into biting him and then sends Malcolm into some sort of like decay or whatever.
Yeah, I
That
like
whole
that.
trick of it. And everybody's like, wait a second. What
Yeah,
the
why-
fuck are you doing
Yeah,
exactly?
why would you do this? Yeah, I enjoyed that moment a lot too.
Me too.
I had a hard time narrowing this down. Deb, what did you pick for your favorite moment?
Mine was finally figuring out how Madra's still alive.
Oh,
Right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Malcolm, Bellicon, and Madra are siblings, and for one of them to die, all of them must die. So that's
Yeah.
how she's been able to stay alive as a human, which I thought that was a very unique take on keeping her alive instead of like, oh, she's half Fae or oh, she's this.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that
No,
was
she
really
actually
cool.
is human. And
Yeah, Callie Hart did a really good job with some of these twists and making them different from other books.
Okay, wait, hold on. I feel stupid because I thought that meant that she was not actually human.
No, she is.
She's human.
But there's
Okay.
all three of them have to die for one of them to die.
So it is not.
For yeah,
It does it mean like they are literal siblings?
I don't know.
Or is that like a?
I took it as
metaphor?
like a spell or something.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Because I
don't-
was taking it literally, and I was
Because
like, "Oh,
they
she
couldn't
just lied
be
about
because
being human."
Bellicon's
you know?
Fae, and I guess Malcolm used to
Malcolm
be
was
Fae.
Fae.
Yeah, but I
Okay.
think she is supposed to be human,
All right.
according to the current lore in this book.
yes. It may all change
Right.
in the
We
next
did
one.
get a lot of information
Yes.
and explanation in this section of the book. I did
Well,
have.
you said you had trouble with it, so what was
Well,
yours?
I did. So I kind of didn't pick a moment. I just said all the action, which doesn't really narrow it down because it's basically the whole thing. But there was a lot of information, but still a ton of action. And I was really feeling like I was picturing it all happen like an action movie, you know? And I really loved that I could picture and like watch it happen in my brain while I was reading. So I wrote,
Must be nice.
I actually thought about that as I was saying it. I was like, oh.
If you're you're not a regular listener,
Sorry,
Mindy suffers from the affliction where she can't picture things when she reads,
Yeah.
which I've say it a million times. I don't understand why you like to read them. Like, seriously.
But we're glad that you do.
Yeah.
I found a way to love. I found
It's
a way
my
to love it. Instead.
favorite way to hallucinate.
But yeah, I wrote the running, the labyrinth walls moving, the spider monster, the three big bads, the pile of coins, like just all the stuff
Why
happening.
does it
was a
always
lot.
have to be a fucking spider?
I
Like,
know, right?
spiders don't scare me, but a 6-foot spider scares the
100%.
fuck out of me.
Well, let me tell you, the spider led me to my deep dive.
It did.
Yes, it did.
We didn't
So-
even set that up. I swear we didn't.
This is not the first fantasy story, and I'm sure won't be the last to use spiders as sort of like a villain in and of itself or an obstacle in this kind of way that Quicksilver does. So I was curious about spider monsters in mythology in different cultures and not just in fantasy books, because this came from somewhere, right? Like this just wasn't one random author's idea. So I'm going to share a few different spider monsters, but there's a link in the show notes if you want to do more research on this, because this is only a few and there were like 16.
Okay,
in the
I
list
have
that
to
found.
say that I know my sleep paralysis demons freak you out, but this freaks me out. So, by the way, my sexual butler, aka the producer, aka my husband of our podcast, he was like, "Dude, your sleep paralysis thing freaked me out." I was like, "Did you listen to my stories?" And he's like, "No, I didn't get that far." And I was like, "Maybe you don't."
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
listen.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to if I was.
I was like, "If other people's stories scared you, don't listen to mine."
yeah,
Yeah.
no way. So this first one will ease you in then, Deb, because this is not really a monster, but the indigenous people of Nauru in the South Pacific, they have a creation myth where there's a spider, Erop Enop, that basically creates the whole earth with its power. Some help from a snail and a clam. So the clam is what becomes
random.
the earth. It kind of was. So the bottom half of the clam becomes the earth's land, and the top half becomes the sky.
Oh,
so
cool.
Erop Enop is, basically gives its power to a couple of snails, and the snails do the work to open the clam and fill it with water, and then the snails themselves become the sun and the moon. And Erop Enop uses his web thread to create vegetation and plants and stuff.
Oh, that's
It's-
cool.
it's
I do
a
like
very
So
that
he's a
cool-
good
story.
spider.
Yeah, it's a very
Yeah.
cool story. Lots of not
Is that
really
like
a monster.
big part of their religion, or is it just like folklore?
I don't know.
If you're from the South Pacific and want to talk to us about this, I would love that.
It read just as folklore, but
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
So next up is
Kind of like a cryptid,
I
almost.
guess, yeah. Next up is Iktomi, which is a spider trickster spirit in the mythology of the Lakomi people in North America. So Iktomi can appear as a spider or as a human, and if it appears as a human, it will have red, yellow, and white paint on its body and black rings around its eyes. So that feels creepy to
Yep,
me.
fair.
I
something
mean,
with
if
black
a
rings.
random dude walks up to me with black rings around his eyes
Yeah,
and he's
I'm not a
painted
fan
yellow
of
and
that.
red, I'm just going to be
No.
like, not all men, but men.
Yeah, right. So Iktomi is the son of Inyan, the rock, and was originally the god of wisdom. But Iktomi misused his wisdom and was punished, so that his wisdom would now be cunning that would entrap him in his own schemes. So then he became an imp of mischief, whose delight is making others ridiculous. Iktomi is a shapeshifter and can use strings to control humans like puppets. It was not clear if those strings are supposed to be like spider web thread,
That would make sense,
but that
though.
made sense to
Yeah.
me. Yeah. So he also has the power to make potions that change gods, gain control over people, and can trick gods and mortals. So there are times in these stories where he behaves very seriously and comes to the aid of the Lakota people, and then there are times where he gives people ways to protect themselves from evil, live a better life with technology, or warn them of danger.
So he's kind of a good guy, too.
Not always
Yeah.
a bad kind of trickster. So
Okay.
Iktomi can be seen as both good and bad and has been portrayed in both ways in their mythology. So many other indigenous tricksters like Mika are often victims of this same misconception. So despite the Lakota people not expressing hysteria or extreme fear towards this spider trickster spirit, Iktomi, generally he's viewed as a being whose gaze you should avoid lest trouble find you, which sounds very familiar.
Like Medusa.
And with Quicksilver,
Well,
the god
that's
of
true,
chaos,
yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
they were like,
They turn him away.
yeah, don't let him see you, even his statue. So the picture of a spider of Iktomi could also be used as love magic. So by this image of Iktomi, the souls of a boy and a girl could be caught and connected. I think in the
Kinda like
spider's web.
heartmates.
Yeah. In this case, they would not be able to escape meeting and falling in love.
Which sounds
familiar.
Yes, it
right?
does.
So, and then the last one I'm going to share is a Japanese mythological spider figure, the Jorogumo, which means prostitute spider.
Oh,
And which
that's
is,
unfortunate.
I know, right? Which is portrayed as being able to transform into a seductive woman. In some
So
instances,
she's a succubus.
yeah, basically. The Jorogumo attempts to seduce and maybe marry passing samurai. And in other instances, she is venerated as a goddess dwelling in the Joren Falls who saves people from drowning, which is also not a seductive
Right.
woman, right?
Yeah.
Like that's,
Yeah.
I expected that to be like,
She's
and
like,
she's a siren.
I'm
Yeah.
really tired of having to put on red lipstick. I'm just going to go save some people.
Let me just help these people from drowning. So her name also refers to a golden orb spider species, Trichonephila clavata, which in
Say that
Japanese
3 times.
Yeah.
in Japanese is Jorogumo, which translates to a binding bride or whore spider, prostitute spider.
Interesting.
So most of these stories are basically the spider somehow seducing or tricking a man into wherever she lives so that she can kill him and feast on him. So
Girl
you know,
dinner.
it wasn't. I know, right? But it wasn't very clear to me, like why the spider was doing that. If it was like,
It sounds like the woman in white, like the same,
I
like
know.
maybe they're
if she's
cheaters or-
getting, if it's a retribution thing, if
Yeah.
it's like I'm getting some kind of power from your life,
Maybe I'm
force,
hungry.
or if it's just like this is what the spider does.
Yeah.
You know,
maybe
like
she's
I don't
just
know.
sick of men's bullshit.
Maybe
It is very widespread that they use spiders as this kind of trickster. Because as soon as you said you were talking about this, I thought of Anansi. I don't know if you came across that at all. It's also
think I did.
an indigenous folklore.
Yeah.
And Anansi is basically like if you think
Can
about
you spell that?
Anansi.
Okay.
Anansi. And it's like a trickster spider also,
Yeah.
but they use it more as like in fables. So
Yeah.
it kind of goes across all different things, but that's what I immediately thought of when you said you were going to talk about this.
Oh, yeah.
It's something that comes up a lot
that
in
might have
literature.
been on the list that's in the
Yeah.
show notes, but I just didn't pick it. If it's on the list,
Well,
I
no,
just didn't pick it.
just adding another one.
Yeah.
She was trying not to
So-
scare the shit out of me.
So one version of the Jorogumo is the mistress of the waterfall. So the local legend tells of a man who rested beside the waterfall basin when the Jorogumo tried to drag him into the waterfall by throwing webs around his legs. So the man transferred the webbing around a tree stump, which was then pulled into the falls instead of him. And after that, you know, he went back and told his village, like, hey, this crazy thing happened. So after that, people of the village did not dare to venture close to the falls. And then one day, a visiting woodcutter who was a stranger to all this and didn't know
It's
the story.
always a
Oh,
woodcutter.
I know, right? He tried to cut a tree and mistakenly dropped his favorite axe into the waterfall basin.
He doesn't sound like a very good lumberjack.
I know.
Right? So as he tried to go to fetch his axe back, a beautiful woman appeared and returned it to him. And she said, you must never tell anyone what you saw here. And at first, he did keep it a secret, but as days went by, the need to tell the story burdened him. And finally, he was drunk at a banquet,
Oh, no.
told the whole story, and then felt unburdened and at peace. But when he went to sleep that night, he never woke up.
Oh, shit.
So there are lots of different spider mythologies in the link from the show notes. So I wrote in my notes, read your little nerd hearts out.
If I was a spider, I would definitely lure them into their deaths.
Got to do something besides just build a web.
I don't like the way you looked at me, die.
I definitely think you would be a spider, though, because of the whole art of a web. And you're very
that's
artistic.
true.
Yeah, I wouldn't do things like Charlotte did. I would like, I'd be like goth chick.
It would be like a knife dripping blood.
Yeah, yeah. I'd be like, where did those red webs come from? I'm like, don't ask.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Well, Deb, will you get us going with your least favorite moment? I wonder if we all have the same thing.
Fisher really takes away Sarah's choice again.
Oh, no, that wasn't mine.
Again. She doesn't want to be turned into a vampire. She says no. He offers to give part of his soul. She says no. And I would say this isn't fated mate's behavior, but I guess it is if one can't live without the other. But
Yeah,
he lets
definitely
Taladeus
is.
turn her into the enemy.
Yeah.
And it just really made me mad. It rubbed me the wrong way. I thought he was like done doing that bullshit.
That didn't bother me as much. I kind of see
She said no.
But she said, I don't want to become a feeder. And he was like, but you won't, because he's got enough power. It'll be like Malcolm. You'll still be yourself. You know what I mean? Like, that's specifically what she said no to. And he was like, but no, that's not what
Semantics,
this
though.
But to me, I don't see that as any different from From Blood and Ash, when Castile was trying to turn, what's the word that they use in From Blood and Ash? Whatever it was.
Yeah.
Ascend.
Yeah. And she's like, I don't want to become one of the Walker people, which again, that's not what
But
they're
I
called.
like Castile.
But I'm just saying, it's the same thing, right?
But
Where
also
she was
I
like,
do-
I don't want to become that. And he's like, don't worry, you won't. But how's it different?
I do
You know?
feel like if
You're
the
right.
roles were reversed, not that she has that power to do that, but if she had the opportunity to save him some way that he was, that he didn't want to be saved, she would still do it also.
I actually agree with that. Which again, I think what you said, like that's
But
fated.
he
That's
has,
mate.
he
That's
has
a fated mate
history
thing.
of not
True. That is true.
100%.
to her, and that's why it bugs me. Otherwise, it probably wouldn't have bugged me because Castile always puts Poppy's needs and what she wants first, right?
Right.
Always.
He doesn't have a history of
Right.
ignoring.
He has
Yeah.
a history
She's
of being a little
asking.
bitch.
Yeah. Well, and especially because this leads into my least favorite moment, especially when you find out where he was for that 110 years and like how the lack of choice and being forced to do things, whatever, plays into his trauma. It's like, dude, why
Read the room,
why
bro.
have you been so willing to do this with her? And because you really shouldn't be, given your own experiences, right? But that was my least favorite moment, just like finding out what happened and why Fisher disappeared for the 110 years. And of course we know at this point that deep down he is a good guy and that he was just trying to save as many people as he could. But it was also kind of like, oh, you made a bad deal.
Yeah.
Like you didn't think through, just like Cyrus didn't. with
Right, I
him,
was gonna say.
And again, like, why are you doing to her the same thing
that got done to you?
Like
Yeah.
a better version of it, sure. But
Not really,
it's
though.
the same thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, and she has not said to him that I don't want to go back to Zilfarin. So he is essentially
true.
trapping her there.
that is true.
Oh, yeah, that's true. He did not know that.
So I don't know. I didn't
Unless
like
somehow
it.
he could read her thoughts about that.
He can only read her thoughts if she projects them at him.
If
right?
she's talking to him, yeah.
I guess I can't remember the timing.
You
of
know what?
when
Let's
that-
just leave it at my least favorite moment was Fisher being a dick again.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
No,
I just
no, I
if he had
totally
a
agree.
if he had a better record, it wouldn't have bothered me so much.
Yeah.
I 100% agree that. And again, when finding out all of the details, it's like, why are you doing that? Like, I know that he thinks, and this goes back to that like alpha hole mate
Right.
man thing of like, you think you're coming from a place of protecting her and like, well, this is for your own good because I have more information than you. But like, no, stop that.
Obviously, this is something that has to propel the story, so I do hope that he gets
Well, that's
reamed out
true.
for it, at least.
That is true. Yeah. I didn't think about that as like, it's also a plot device.
What if
too.
she's
Yeah,
stronger
yeah.
than him and like just punches him in the fucking face? That'd be awesome.
That would be amazing.
Genuinely love that.
Yeah.
I would love that very much.
You named my baby after the Loch Ness monster.
Yeah, but I did feel bad for him in the details of like, you made a bad deal, and because you made a bad deal, you were missing for 110 years, and you can't tell anybody what you
happened,
were doing,
yeah.
and you can't attack the big bad who is like the worst person in the world. Like, dude,
Yeah.
you
You
that
really
sucks for you.
You really screwed the pooch there.
But yeah, like it sucks 100%, but like you kind of brought
Yeah.
this on yourself.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was my least favorite moment.
Well, I went a totally different direction. First of all, I do want to say that one of the things I really did not like was how Malcolm kept calling Kingfisher my love.
That was
I think Malcolm kind of wants to fuck. Kingfisher.
100%.
When you were saying
he gives me
earlier
the
that
ick.
this Malcolm likes to suck, I was thinking I think he wants to
Yeah, he does.
suck something specific.
But my actual least favorite moment for me was it was just a little too convenient that Belicon, Madra, and Malcolm were like, well, we hated each other, but then all of a sudden we decided to forgive and be besties.
It's like we had a threesome, and then something. There was obviously an event, right, that like brought you together.
They got drunk and they're like, well, I hate him too.
Yes.
No, I hate him
Yes.
more.
Like,
let's be
and
friends.
I mean, I guess, they always say a common enemy will make unlikely allies.
Yeah, that's true.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah. So I definitely think these are unlikely allies, and I wanted to look into some other unlikely allies throughout history. So in World War I, this one's actually kind of funny. Apparently, all the corpses, this isn't funny, all the corpses would attract animals, especially wolves. So, like, they're on the battlefield, they're all dying, there's corpses, they're leaving their corpses there, and these wolves are coming to basically, like, eat.
Yeah.
And so separate armies of Germans and Russians actually came together against their common enemy and instituted a ceasefire against each other so they could take care of the wolf problem. Then they took care of the wolf problem, and they're like, all right,
back to killing.
Back to the...
Give us a 5-minute head start.
Like, how do you trust that?
I've
know.
always wondered that about any kind of like ceasefire agreement. I'm like, I don't understand how this works.
Yeah.
It's like a gentleman's agreement between people who aren't gentlemen.
Yeah.
Right.
But I mean, I guess they also didn't want to get attacked by wolves in that situation. So
True.
Yeah, they'd be like, I just wanted to come fight. I didn't want something to eat.
I don't want to get eaten. Yeah.
Yeah, that's different.
And I mean, I guess because if you've got wolves circling around your dead, they're going to attack you also.
Yep.
So,
This dead's going to be gone soon, and they're going to want
Yep.
fresh meat.
Yep. So I thought that was a very interesting story.
It is.
The next one I have to talk about is the 1992 Watts Truce in California. And I did not know about this one either. Rival gangs, the Bloods and the Crips, met at a mosque, of all places, and negotiated a treaty to help decrease violence in their neighborhoods. A few days later, the Rodney King riots in LA started, and the two rival gangs were actually instrumental in protecting the neighborhoods during all the civil unrest.
I did not know that.
I didn't either. In the following years, the participating neighborhoods did see a significant drop in gang-related homicides.
Oh, wow. I did not know that.
cool.
I didn't either, because you always hear about the Crips and the Bloods, and like...
Well, and separately, I have heard about the Rodney King riots.
Right.
But not as any kind of connection
to each other. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
You're teaching us a lot today.
I know. And I also did not know this, but in 1997, when Apple was struggling with potential bankruptcy, Microsoft invested $150 million in the company. They reportedly wanted to preserve healthy competition in the tech industry, and ultimately that benefited both companies in the long run.
Were they really trying to do something nice, though? Because there's laws against, like one
monopolies and stuff.
Monopolies.
For 100%, they were not... It was mutually beneficial.
If it didn't benefit them, they wouldn't have done it.
Right. But interesting that
is interesting.
I didn't even realize that Apple was struggling at any point.
I wonder if they regret that
Probably
after the iPhone and stuff.
Especially now that Apple's like, Microsoft sucks. Like, in almost every
bite the hand that feeds you.
Yeah, that's true.
And then this is not historical, but in honor of my favorite unlikely pairing of all time, which of course is Shane Hollander and Ilya Rozanov.
This is real life, people.
Actually, this is real life. So there is a story of a baby golden-eyed duckling being taken under the wing of none other than a loon.
Really?
Yeah. So these two
like an actual bird, not a loon fandom person.
Right. These two waterfowl are usually not friendly with each other, so they don't typically commingle at all. But the golden-eyed duckling even changed its diet from insects and crustaceans to freshwater fish. Tuna melt.
I would do that for a
Tuna melt.
I make tuna melt.
That's really
But I just thought that was really cute. The loon
that is
took
cute.
it.
I like that.
Kind of. It really is like a real life ugly duckling.
Yeah.
So cute.
I love that. That was
I
my
love
favorite.
how in the ugly duckling they're like, "Oh, it's okay that you're ugly. Wait, never mind, you're hot."
Thank goodness.
Thank God.
I mean, we were still going to be your friend and stuff, but we're awful glad.
Now
that
we're
you-
not
that
embarrassed
you
to be
had
staying with
glow
you.
up. Oh, well, thank you so much for those unlikely pairings. That was beautiful. That brings us to biggest revelation. What did you guys say? Deb, what was
Mine
yours?
kind of goes off your least favorite moment, and I know that some people listen that haven't read this, so I wanted to explain it a little bit. But we learn what unspeakable act Fisher performed and where he spent the last 102 years. So we learned that over 20,000 vampires were attacking a city, vampires were attacking a city of over 20,000 villagers. And, for funsies, Bellicon and Malcolm decide to just do a little coin flip to decide the fate of the people. But in pure Malcolm fashion, when Bellicon flips the coin, Malcolm catches it so it never hits the ground, and hence the deal is never completed.
Yeah.
Fisher, to stop the murdered Fae of the village from turning, he orders the city closed and burned, which you also said. And I mean, I kind of stand by it. He knows that the horde was so huge that vampires would literally take over the realm.
Yeah.
It would have ended things, right? But furthermore, Malcolm builds a labyrinth in which he hides the coin, and Fisher's next century is spent searching the labyrinth to find the coin so he can put it on the ground.
Yeah.
And end the eternal burning of the townspeople, which is really sad.
Yeah, that was
Can you
horrible.
imagine waking up and failing at that every day for 102 years?
No.
Yeah,
No.
that's awful.
Yeah.
So no wonder he's a little crazy.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, finding all that out, even though I was annoyed with him for like his part in how that came to pass, I was like, this makes a lot of sense. Like, it really does. Plus the Quicksilver in his body kind of like making him crazy in and of itself. It's like, I totally understand why he acts the way he does.
Yeah.
Even though I want him to like be better. You know?
Well, also because like now I'm gonna talk about this in a minute. My chapter MVP, Saris has been there for one day, and she's like, got the coin.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's like, thank goodness
I took care of it. Don't worry.
Yeah. Well, my biggest revelation, I literally wrote in all capital letters, like really big in my notebook, Carry On is the Diantha's heir? Like, I was so convinced that Saris was the Diantha's
I forgot
heir.
all about that,
was
so that was
too.
not shot. I was like, what the fuck is that?
Oh, I like 100% I thought it was going to be Saris. And I knew that there was going to be some kind of reveal with Carry On because I'm like, okay,
because he knew so much about Faye.
He knew the whole thing about the Fae stuff, and the Quicksilver's like, yeah, he can have this sword. Like, and I thought that was weird.
Yeah.
And he always came in clutch with all these ideas, and I'm like, okay, there's something going on here. And I knew there was going to be a reveal, but I was still really shocked that he is the Diantha's heir. He is Fae. I mean, it makes total sense.
Yeah.
It makes everything with him make a lot more sense, and I just loved it. I enjoyed the reveal as opposed to like feeling stupid about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it made me feel vindicated a little bit that I loved him so much that I thought that he was the love interest at the very beginning. So I'm like, oh, well, he's
still
great.
really enjoy
He's still
him.
good.
He's a
I do
Fae,
too.
he's a Fae royal heir, so that's the swag that he has.
Yeah.
you know?
I can't wait until the next episode when we do the fan cast, because I really want to know who you put.
I picked Pedro Pascal for
all of them.
yeah, for
Even
Carry On
Saris.
for- yeah. But no, that was my biggest revelation. Mindy, what was yours?
I went back and forth between that one and then the one I landed on, and it's that the gorget or gorget, I don't know how you say that Fisher wears is for protection from being fed from because of Malcolm.
I did not catch that.
It was
I
very
forgot about
small, but
that.
like it made so much sense because we
Yeah.
talked about in a previous
So
episode.
it's like a relic?
Sort of.
Yeah, so we talked about like what is this thing? They keep talking about this gorget.
Yeah,
they
'cause she
keep
did
talking
keep
about this thing with the
pointing it
wolf.
out.
It, I mean, literally brings it up every other chapter. It felt like. So that's the whole thing. It covers his neck so that he can't be bitten.
Yeah, I remember Malcolm.
Interesting. But they don't have to
randomly
bite him on the
mentions that.
neck. They could just bite his arm.
I guess.
Well,
but,
I think that they were saying his mom did something to it.
Yeah.
Like it had some kind of charm or spell or something.
So he can't
that-
be bitten at all.
Yeah, it's like a bite repellent.
yes.
Poor Saris.
Oh, man. We didn't really have spice in this section, but did you guys pick any kind of favorite scene? Because I had one moment that just made me laugh.
I did not.
Okay, it made me laugh when Saris realizes that she accidentally accepted the mate bond
Oh yeah.
with Fisher. Like she thought
Whoops.
it. Yeah, like communicating with the Quicksilver, like, yeah, my mate. And
Yeah.
then I just thought that was really
And then she was
funny.
like, "Whoopsies."
Yeah,
crap.
Yeah, like that just seems like a very Saris thing to
Oh,
do.
100%.
To be like,
to not think things through.
yeah, well, like just,
I'm shocked.
I mean, I'm sure she would have done it
Yeah.
anyway, but just to accidentally do
Yeah.
it and then be like, oh, all right, well, I guess we're connected now. You know, I thought that was funny. Who did you guys pick for your chapter MVP? Deb, did you pick Saris?
I did, and it was really for 3 reasons for me. She finds the Quicksilver coin, which I already brought up, but she's willing to reach inside the spider demon thing and extract the coin from its guts, which I think I'd be like, the coin's in there, guys, get it.
Found it.
Yeah. She also steals the coin from Bellicon
I
and
loved that.
flips it so it lands, which is awesome.
Yeah,
and
I
the
loved
trapped
that.
souls from Gilithari, however you say that, are finally freed.
Yeah.
And she decapitates Malcolm, which I loved.
I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah.
I wrote in my notes when that happened, like, I hope that sticks, because we had already seen Bellicon get attacked and not die.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hopefully this remains
I don't think
that
it
way.
sticked. Because Madra ran away, right? And so all 3 of them have to die to die.
Well,
So
yeah, that's
technically
true.
Malcolm's still
true.
alive.
I wonder if his head like goes back onto his body, or if he
Is
just
it-
stays decapitated.
Is it like
But-
Abaddon and Supernatural where it has to like crawl to itself?
Yeah, that's what
and
I'm.
then-
That's what I'm
yeah.
wondering. Like,
How her one little hand takes care of everything in Abaddon's back.
Mindy, who was your chapter?
Mine
MVP?
was also Saris. She may not be able to problem solve as well when it comes to making relics, but she sure was hella smart in a pinch when dealing with douchebags.
Yeah, that's
So-
Maybe she works better under pressure.
Maybe the way that she gets the coin, like when she puts it in the bag and then she takes it out of the bag and tricks that way, that was amazing. And then beheading Malcolm was just the icing on the cake.
That's probably my
was
favorite
great.
part of the book.
I know.
It was really
great.
good. That's really funny that it didn't even cross my mind to pick Saris for the chapter MVP.
Who's yours then?
Carrion, because he waited until the perfect moment to reveal who he actually was, and just letting everybody think he was a stupid human, like
Yeah.
for this exact purpose.
Also, think of how much information he probably gained by people thinking, like,
was just a
underestimating
dumb-
him.
absolutely.
Yes. Yeah,
Like
it
a
was a very
dumb,
smart move.
like Playboy human
Right.
idiot, right? And by doing that, first of all, he waited until it was going to be the most beneficial, not just for him, but for everybody. But he created the diversion to kick off basically like saving the day.
Right.
Without that diversion, they wouldn't have been able to escape into the labyrinth, and then all that other stuff,
Right.
wouldn't have happened. So he was my chapter MVP.
He was my secondary
Secondary?
character.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
I was like, way to finally tell everyone your secret, dude. But everything he does has to be done with style. So
Well,
That's true.
that is true.
He
It
couldn't
needed to
just
be
like
dramatic.
be laying there and be like, "Hey, Saris, I'm
I
there.
gotta tell you something.
just so you know,
I've been meaning to say this for a while, but there wasn't the right time."
he probably would more likely be like, don't you want to fucking air?
Again, just so
Hey,
you know.
hey, have you ever fucked an air before? Wait, yes, you have.
Yes, you have. Yeah. That's totally how you would do it. Who was your favorite secondary character?
Mine was Solus, which is the sword that started everything in this book and
Yeah.
belonged to Fisher's father. This is the sword that Fisher detected on the other side of the Quicksilver, which we find out is what makes him go and find Saris. It's used to run Bellicon through, which is very exciting. And then again, it's used to decapitate Malcolm. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Solus, quite the sword.
Doing a lot of work.
Yeah. Doing the heavy lifting.
Yeah. Well, I chose for my favorite secondary character Taladeus, because he just like shows up at the end of this
He's like,
section
"Hey, guys."
and is like, I'm going to save her life real quick. That cool? Is that cool with everybody?
By the way, I
Cool.
can do this and no one knew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I liked, he was like Malcolm's second hand man.
Right-hand man, yeah.
Second hand. Yeah. That's not a
He's
saying.
his second.
His second.
Second.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just combining the two.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did that on purpose. But like you were saying earlier, that is a plot device, right? For him to turn her. And I'm interested to see how that development is going to play out, which I
Right.
assume is going to be a big part of the second book, since
Yeah.
we only have one more episode with this one.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. Yay. Great job, Taladeus. Taladeus. I think of that Amadeus.
I know Taladeus. Taladeus.
Dianthus. Like, I don't like how close those are. Like,
I
it's
know,
almost
yeah.
like Malik and Malik in From Blood and Ash.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
like,
that
can we
might
just
just-
have these be different?
they may be supposed to be pronounced more distinct from each other, and I just don't know.
well, spell them more distinct from each other then.
That's true.
Yeah.
There is that. Well, what about favorite quotes? I only have two. I have two that just made me laugh in a very tense section, right? Like there was a lot of action and tension and stuff. So I've got one from Carry On when he said he was like being rude or something, and she's like, calm down. And he said, you're right. I apologize. I'm just a little on edge right now. I'm not my best self. That just made me laugh a lot. And then This really made me laugh for Malcolm because I imagine it being said with a lot of sass. When he says to Saris, please, girl, die with some dignity.
Damn. Keep it together.
There were some funny one-liners
There
in
really
here. I
were.
think all of mine made me kind of chuckle as well. First, I had 3, sorry. I could not narrow shit down this
There
week.
was a lot in
I
this
know.
section.
So first was when Malcolm asked what finally made Fisher leave the labyrinth, and Carry-On says, you bored him to fucking tears and he couldn't take it anymore. Such a Carry-On thing to say. And then Sarah's talking to Heron, which we haven't really talked about this, about him coming back.
Yeah.
And
That's the guard, right?
yes. And she says, wait a minute. I think Death just remembered your name, Heron. Because before he said, Death doesn't remember my name.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to die.
Yeah. And then finally Sarah says to Malcolm, sorry, he's just not into the undead.
Stop trying to fuck him.
Yeah, seriously.
So mine were both cuss word, full, which I really loved. Mine was, I don't need magic to mess you up, you fuck. And then the other one was, Death has forgotten me, bitch. My name is nowhere on his register, which I just love. Like, those two, using those words in that way are so mean. And I love it. Absolutely love it.
Well, what questions do we have that we would like to see resolved before the end of the book, in the next couple of chapters?
What is in Dianatheus' blood?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want to know the rest of that story.
My question with that is like, what does it mean for everybody that
Yeah.
he is this heir? I know that it means that he could take the throne from Bellicon, and I assume that means, because they talked about that. I think when they mentioned Fisher or Everlane, whoever it was that mentioned the Dianthus heir, I remember them saying, like, if that person actually existed, it would be a threat to Bellicon. Mm-hmm. And so now I'm like, all right, well, I guess Carry-On's going to be, like, public enemy number 1.
Yeah.
Right? But what does that mean, if anything, for everybody else?
Yeah.
Like, does that
Right.
affect Kingfisher? Does it affect Everlane? I mean, I guess it would her because she's
Yeah.
Bellicon's actual daughter. But, like, what does that mean?
Yeah. It'll be interesting.
So
Definitely,
are
definitely
we-
set up for
because
some.
I can't remember
craziness.
enough about this book because we've read it over a long period of time. But does that mean that Carry-On is related to Bellicon somehow, or Bellicon had the throne in, like, he got it in the wrong way, and really it's supposed to be Carry-On's?
I think it's the second
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
I think that he's not related to Bellicon. I think Bellicon, like, took the throne.
So even though Fisher would be like heir apparent, it doesn't matter.
I think it might be Everlane that would be heir apparent because Fisher's not even his biological
oh, that's
kid.
right. Yeah.
So,
And Everlane's like, Carrion, just take it, dude.
I don't know if they would choose a stepson because he's a guy versus a daughter. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, I don't
Right.
know how this world works. But I
Yeah.
don't think Bellicon would give the throne
If only
to,
Everlane had a dick,
I know, right?
right?
But Bellicon wouldn't give it to Kingfisher anyway because he obviously
Right.
hates him.
Right,
So
right.
I'm
Okay.
not sure.
Yeah, and my other one was, what favor will the Quicksilver want from Saris?
Yeah, that was a dangerous.
Yeah.
And I think she thinks that too. Like, it
Oh,
sounds.
she's growing a little
Yeah,
bit.
it's like it sounds okay, but I can't think about that right
Yeah.
now. Like, I'll just have to deal with it when it happens. Like, I had a couple of other questions. One that I kind of already mentioned: that is beheading Malcolm good enough? Like,
right.
Is he gonna stay beheaded or not? And then they said that they are 3 crowns and 1 source. Like, what does that mean? You know
Well,
what I mean?
I mean, they're
Like, what's the
brothers and
source?
sisters. So somehow, however they were.
Someone's parent got
Created-
around.
Yeah, I don't know. There's,
If they're literal siblings or if
Yeah.
it's like
Right.
some kind of metaphorical.
Right.
Or they all
like,
have
what
the,
does it mean?
like,
you know?
or they're like half siblings, maybe. Like,
Maybe.
Yeah.
But again, like, what's the one source then? Because if she's actually human, like, that just doesn't make sense to me. You know? Anyway. It's like, what does it mean? Maybe that's book 2.
probably.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll find out. On our own time.
My questions were pretty simple. First of all, though, and we may have had the answer to this. Why again do Carry-On and Lorith's swords channel each other? Is it because there's Quicksilver in them?
I think that it's because the Quicksilver made them powerful. They have like the power from the gods again. I
That's
think
what-
that's
okay.
what's connecting
Okay.
it more than just the Quicksilver
Okay.
itself. Like the
But it's the
extra
power that's imbued into
like
them.
the angel's
Okay.
breath or whatever.
Okay. That just confused me.
I
They're like,
think-
oh, they channeled again. And I'm like, I don't even remember them channeling the first time, but whatever. So
Sounds like some MM to me. I'm
I know, right? What
I'm shipping
does Saris being a vampire look like? Like, will she have to feed? Obviously,
Oh,
she'll have to
yeah.
feed. Like, what's that going to look like? I'm very interested to see.
Yeah,
That.
how that plays out.
And then I'm curious about Taladeus. Like, who is he in all this? Is he a double agent?
Yeah.
Is he an ally? Like, what?
Tyler Davis.
Damn you. Damn you.
No, I have that same.
Yeah.
Like, how's this going to play out with her and also with him? Because I'm assuming that he's going to like come into the group basically.
Right.
Because it feels like too big of a plot happening to be like, okay, we'll see ya, and like he disappears from the story.
Right.
I do wish we had seen him a little bit earlier in the book. It was
Yeah.
almost like, how am I going to fix this?
Well, we do see him once.
But like not
we?
enough
Yeah.
for him to be like.
I know
the
it wasn't
savior
very
of the
much.
day.
Basically, it was in passing. He shows up next to Malcolm at one point when
Is
they're
he the
at
one
the.
that's holding Everlane captive?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, he
All right,
brings
never mind. I
Everlane
stand
forward.
corrected.
No, he does, but I mean, it's really very brief.
Yeah.
And I think maybe Fisher says something like, "Oh, we used to be friends," or they have like an
Whatever, yeah.
exchange or something, but it's very minor.
Well, because in that scene, like we're not focused on the guy holding her, right? Like,
No.
we're focused on the reveal that it's
Right.
Everlane, and oh no, and yeah.
If I'd have thought about it really hard, like he was literally the only one that was named in that
Yeah,
whole
that's
and all
true.
that stuff
Oh,
besides
that's right.
Malcolm.
That should have
so
been a
it should have been a
Damn you
clue.
for proving me wrong.
Well, I proved myself. I didn't pick up on it.
Well, so we only have one more episode, a couple more chapters to go. What are we looking forward to?
How in the world is this book going to wrap up?
I know.
In
There
2
is
chapters.
so much going
Well,
on.
we know there's more books, right? Or there's
Right.
a book 2 already out, and I think at least one more.
I think-
coming.
Yeah, I think so.
So I don't think it is going to wrap up. I think it's going to just be like, stay tuned for book 2.
Here's everybody that's alive now.
Yeah. I said in my notes, I need more from Carrion, that sneaky SOB. And the fallout from turning Saris. Like I wrote, it feels very Bella Swan, but better and more interesting. I want to see how that all goes.
I want to see them as mates, like actual acknowledged
Oh
mates.
yeah, now that they've both accepted
Yeah.
the bond. like,
And then
what
also
does that really
finding
mean?
out just who Carry-On is and what
Yeah.
that all means.
Yeah, that's true. I wonder if Fisher's going to have a problem with her having had sex with the Dianthus heir. Like it's not just some random guy
Yeah.
anymore, you know?
Right.
Maybe that'll be a plot point. I would enjoy that a lot, actually. Next time, we have one last episode to finish our discussion on Quicksilver. We'll be discussing chapters 44 and 45. Stay tuned for our Tuesday episodes. Look for our author interviews, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Like what you heard in this episode? Follow Our Nerdiest Thing on Instagram at instagram.com/Our Nerdiest Thing or Facebook at facebook.com/Our Nerdiest Thing. We love hearing from fellow nerds. Email us at ournerdiestthing@gmail.com.